Okay, it's game 3, it's Genie versus Trumpinator. This is definitely the last cast that I'm going to do tonight because I'm struggling with life. No, that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was that, and maybe that. So in the last game, I watched certainly most of it zoomed out the whole way. This game, maybe I'm just going to zoom out halfway. What do we think? Half zoom? No zoom. Half zoom? Full zoom? Oh, who knows? Anyway, these are the players. There's one, and there's the other one. And in the last game, some stuff. I can't really remember. Some stuff happened though, and Genie won. So in this game, Trumpinator building some barracks, a very, very early engineering bay. I'm not really sure what that's about. So I'll tell you what. Let's. Oh no! Take it easy. No. Yep. Let's go with totally zoomed out double speed. That's what I'm going to go with. So, Genie has got 2 gas before side core, so that tends to mean that he's going to be making some sort of gas heavy play. Potentially Templars, Dark Templars, possibly very quick air. Those are about the only things that need that much gas in the very early stages of the game. Trumpinator, meanwhile, built an engineering bay, and I don't know why. He hasn't made any use of it, so I'm not really convinced by that very early engineering bay. If you're not going to use it for stuff, why build it? Looks like air was the choice for Genie, so this Stargate comes down very early indeed, and look, it's a +1 air attack in production. So that looks to me like a very heavy commitment to something in the air. There's the fleet beacon. Please tell me it's carriers. I mean, Tempests are a good unit and all that, but they're not carriers. So Trumpinator expands, Genie expands at pretty much the same time. The tech lab comes down on one of the barracks, but what it needs to be doing is researching stim and combat shield and those types of things. Not as yet it isn't, but hopefully it will. We're at the 4-minute mark. The eBay is finished, so you definitely need to have a turret in this mineral line in case your opponent has built an oracle. And in this case, unbeknownst to Trumpinator so far, oh no, he knows though. I don't know about that decision to activate the pulsar beam just to kill 1 marine. I'd have just run away and saved the energy, because look, you're burning through energy for the pulsar beam. So this oracle that had the potential to do a lot of worker kills has actually just killed 1 marine, and that's it. Now Trumpinator, he's seen the oracle and does build a turret. Builds in fact 2 turrets, and that's all good, but you need one here as well, maybe here or right in the middle there. Either of those places would be absolutely fine. Genie is indeed building carriers. So expensive little beasties, carriers, aren't they? Look at this, 350, 250. That's not a small amount of resources to churn out carriers. Oh, you legend. So what we see here, what this blob is the mothership core. The mothership core is called a mothership core because it is the core of a mothership, and if you have a fleet beacon, you can turn your mothership core into a full-blown mothership, and everybody likes a mothership. What a mothership does, if you haven't seen it before, is cloak everything within a certain radius. Friendly stuff only, it doesn't cloak your opponent's stuff. Cloaked buildings just look weird, but there it is, there's the mothership. It is also able to cast the same set of spells as a mothership core, so it is able to overcharge pylons for photon overcharge. It is able to recall units back to a nexus, and it's able to drop the time warp, which slows units. And we haven't seen enough time warps in this novice league, I'll tell you that for free. Time warps are great. So these carriers rallied to the mothership core are going to start accumulating. Trumpinator, have you any idea what's coming? My suspicion is no. Let's see if this oracle can get anything done. It's kind of lurking here. It's taken a while to build up the energy. It seems unlikely that it will get stuff done. Turret in the mineral line should prevent it from getting anything serious done. It might be able to pick off a couple of workers around the edges. So +2 air weapons. Is it even going to get that done, or is it just going to die? I've got 1 worker kill, I think. Trumpinator, what have you got in terms of army supply? You've got a reasonable force. It's a number of marines. These cyclones and the marines can be useful against what's coming. However, be warned that carriers can be fiddly to micro against, because of the way they attack. They produce interceptors that do the shooting for them. If left to their own devices, your units will shoot the interceptors and not the carriers, and that of course will not kill the carriers. So you do need to kind of concentrate a little bit. I'm not sure if Trumpinator has any idea what his opponent's doing, because he's building tanks, and you know, I like the setup that he's got here. These defensive siege tanks, this bunker, this is all great, but your opponent has got air, so they're not gonna, they can simply go around this and come in this way. The planetary isn't going to help, the siege tanks aren't going to help, you know. So a scan wouldn't go astray, because a scan would reveal all of this. On the flip side, oh, so tired. On the flip side, Trumpinator might find he is going to need to save some scans, because when this stuff turns up, it is going to be cloaked under the mothership, and that's going to be very, very painful indeed. There are some upgrades happening. Look, concussive shell happening, but no stim. Why no stim? What have people got against stim? Always research stim. But look, Trumpinator's a busy boy. He's building a lot of stuff. He's researching personal cloaking for ghosts, but ooh, is it going to be on time? Now, it is definitely worth mentioning that an EMP from a ghost will reveal cloaked units for a period of time. I don't know what that period of time is. It will also strip all of the energy off this mothership core, and it will remove all the shields from these things. EMPs are absolutely what's needed. You know, the issue that you have here is the only thing you can see is the mothership. So kill the mothership, kill it dead. Don't just, you know, don't muck about. Shoot the mothership. I don't think it's going to matter. These carriers have just mirrored everything, haven't they? It's so hard when you're being shot by units that you can't even see. If we click on a mothership, let's see, where is this mothership? You know, 350 health, 200 shields. I mean, it can take a serious amount of flak before it dies. A serious amount of flak. Way more than a carrier. So, you know, it does take a long time to kill it, but you kind of do have to focus it down. EMPs would have been great. Or, you know, if in doubt, a scan is quite good, because that reveals everything, and you can try focusing down the carriers. To be honest though, this sort of number of carriers, there simply aren't anything on, you know, there aren't any things on the map that can take on this air army, and this game is over. So it's a 3-0 whitewash, I'm afraid. Well played, Genie. Unlucky Trumpinator. You know, for what it's worth, I thought you played quite well. I thought what we saw from you was definitely huge improvements from round 1, and I thought you had a pretty reasonable build, man. Unfortunately, Genie, you know, maybe in one of the games with the adepts and stuff, I think you were a little bit unlucky not to put that game away. And in this game, a little bit of lack of information, a little bit of lack of knowledge of what was coming, maybe set you back quite a lot. But, you know, GG.